Hi, I'm Pikta, nice to meet ya. If you're new here, I'm an artist, and today I'm drawing 2026 horror films as My Little Pony characters. This year has seen the success of many independent and small-rooted productions of horror movies, with Obsession having a budget of $750,000, then grossing over $400 million, to the Backrooms being directed by the youngest person ever. Kane Parsons originating from his YouTube series, as well as Markiplier making a movie that was shown in the theaters. It is no secret that these highly creative and original products are backed by passion and the love of creating art. So today I'm going to be making a little art myself and turn them into ponies, because that is the natural reaction and the most flattering way to honor these movies. Our first pony will be based on Obsession. So, for these ponies, I'm not turning characters into ponies, but rather the entirety of the movie. I decided to make Obsession a girl pony because the main scare factor is Nikki. And speaking of Nikki, I think about her so often. Bear absolutely ruined this poor girl's life, and I grieve her so much. She did not deserve any of that. I loved Obsession a lot, and I took a lot of inspiration from different elements. Nikki was my base, so I made her eyes dark and gave her dark hair, but I decided to add gaps in between the strands to look like the One Wish Willow and added red to also reference the packaging. I based a lot of this design on the One Wish Willow packaging, opting to give her a red and white shirt, which I styled similarly to the work uniforms all of the characters wear in the movie. I gave her a bow to reference how originally the One Wish Willow was supposed to be a gift for Nikki before Bear wimped out. Additionally, I decided to make her a unicorn because how else is she gonna grant wishes? Duh. Speaking of wishes, I figured that could be her special ability, and people go to her to grant their wish, but her shop has some negative reviews because they aren't always the best outcome. Yeah, basically, she's just a One Wish Willow. And that's why I've decided to name this pony Wishing Willow. Isn't that just so cute and perfect? And for her cutie mark, I just drew a shooting star over a willow tree. So let me know what you think of the Obsession pony, Wishing Willow. Next up is the Backrooms. I decided to base a lot of this pony on Clark because despite how eerie the Backrooms are, a man with an insane victim complex might just be worse. So I styled some of his hair on Clark and gave him Clark's aggravated expression, as well as adding bits of Pirate Clark into the mix, like the headscarf, feather, and earring. Additionally, you may notice how his mane doesn't match his tail, and that was because I wanted it to feel out of place, and also reference the moment which he takes the entity's scalp and places it on Mary's head. Yeah. I think one of the most blaring parts of this design is his extra wing. That was another attempt to make it feel a little wrong, and like the pony has been remembered. Additionally, I made him a Pegasus. One, because I feel like a lot of horror could just be magic users, but also because of how prominent seagulls were in the movie. So he has wings. For his accessories and clothing, I gave him a cutesy little shirt, similar to mini shirts a lot of the characters wear, but I gave it the Backrooms wallpaper print to make his inspiration a little more clear. And I gave him a rope bracelet to reference Bobby's death, rest in peace, and Mary being restrained at the dinner table. Also, I think a lot of you will be proud of this pony's name. Drumroll please. His name is Liinal Sweets. Is that not so Backrooms pony? Thank you, I know I'm a genius. First cutie mark, I gave him a brain with an arrow around it to give a visual for the ability of the Backrooms to remember. And I think this pony would be an interior designer who reimagines other pony spaces. Because, you know, furniture store. Yeah, that was the best I had. Let me know what you think of the Backrooms pony, Liinal Sweets. And now we're on to our last pony based off the movie Iron Lung by Markiplier. So I have this worm in my brain that tells me not to make alicorn characters because they often feel out of place. But genuinely, how was I supposed to not make this pony an alicorn? There are several references to how the monster in the movie is honestly godlike, and in My Little Pony, I'd say Celestia is basically pony god. Now, there were a few ways I could have gone with making this pony an alicorn, considering all of them look different, but I did go with references of Celestia because she's so tall and grand. Moving on to the actual designing of this pony, I was really excited to draw her because alicorns like Celestia and Luna have very flowy and magical hair, and I imagine when the Iron Lung pony's hair moves, it's more of an up and down dripping wave to mimic the blood ocean. I feel like the other two could potentially be in the show, but a blood-inspired pony is probably not making it. Also, I gave her very sharp, I don't know, like hoof armor to look like the teeth of the monster and the skeleton Simon finds in the movie, and gave her a prosthetic and iron arm because rest in peace Simon, he did lose his arm and his life. Okay. I also gave her this weird turtleneck harness thing that I also basically just took from Simon's clothes. For the story of this lovely lady, I figured she went down a similar route to Luna as Nightmare Moon, with her villain name being Crimson Seas, but her princess name would either be Plasma or Scarlet. I wasn't quite sure. Princess Plasma sounds a little too preppy, but this is a kid's show. Anyways, in her quest to destroy literally everything, she's been dimming the stars to destroy galaxies, which is pretty intense. I know the sun is quite literally a star, but I figured star, moon, sun would be a pretty cool combo to help her fit in with Luna and Celestia. For her cutie mark, I basically just drew Simon's pendant, but put blood on it and an X-ray star, because, you know, this ship's X-ray pictures. I have no idea what this would mean in universe, so you can decide. Let me know what you think of the Iron Lung pony, Crimson Seas. Wow, that's all our ponies for the day. Let me know which one was your favorite. Was it Wishing Willow, Liminal Sweets, or Crimson Seas? Also, if you've seen these movies, what did you think? Personally, I enjoyed all of them. I'm glad there's been some pretty good stuff in theaters lately. If you would like to see me turn other things into ponies, comment some ideas. I might just go ahead and draw them. As a reminder, videos like these do take a long time to make, so if you enjoyed this video, you can show me some gratitude by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thanks so much for watching. I've been Pictorica. Hope to see ya another day.